when you look at all these sports going on, I mean, right now you have the NBA playoffs, you got NFL, college football, NHL, UFC, every major sport, because of the coronavirus pandemic, is on at the same time. And we're in unprecedented times. And for men, mostly, of course, women watch sports too. And it's not to take anything away. If if you're a man and your wife or girlfriend or fiance or whatever it is watches sports, then it's no problem for you. But if she doesn't, you are in a tough situation, my brother. More power to you. Because I'll tell you about my weekend and how it goes down. Now, my fiance is thankfully allows me to watch sports for the most part. And when I say watch sports, I mean it's nonstop from Sunday to Sunday, basically. And now with the NFL here, it's just completely nonstop. So you start the weekend, or really you start the week, for me, with the Miami Heat playoffs and closing out the Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm watching that. And you got Dana White's Contender Series on Tuesday night. And then Thursday night football rolls around. And it's like, dear, I'm going to watch Kansas City and the Houston Texans play. Not even because I care who wins, but just because it's the first NFL game of the year. And I'm excited for football to be back. Then Friday night, you got more games on. Playoffs, NBA playoffs. Saturday, college football all day. And of course, my team, Florida State, had to sit through a delay. So that made for a long day. And then you got UFC at night, and then you wake up Sunday morning. By the time you get out of bed, anywhere from 8 to 11 in the morning, you wake up, you got an hour or two, and then the NFL is kicking off. And thankfully, I got a woman that, as long as I let her know, it's all good. But can you imagine if your girl says, hey, we got to run some errands today. And then you got to explain, well, the NBA playoffs are on or the NFL's on. And it's like, okay, the next day comes. We got to run some errands today. Well, the NBA playoffs are on, UFC. So men are in a tight spot right now, for the most part. Now, of course, women watch sports too. But almost every man, not all men, but for the most part, at least a lot of the friends I have are going to watch football on a regular basis. And being that it's back, combined with all the other sports, it's a very tough time in the household. If it wasn't already tough due to the coronavirus, it's definitely tough now with a flood of sports coming. Now, the good thing is NBA playoffs are reaching the conference finals. We got one Game 7 between the Clippers and the Nuggets, and then the winner of that takes on the Lakers. And of course, you got my Miami Heat taking on the Boston Celtics. So you got another month or so of basketball. Hockey's nearing the finish line. And then you still have football and UFC, depending if you watch all that. See, I'm the type of person that watches everything. I'm going to watch my teams first. I'm going to watch the Seminoles, the Heat, the Dolphins, and I'm always going to watch UFC. In fact, now I'm finding myself turn off my favorite teams to watch fight number 12 in the UFC, which is kind of odd. But that's just the way things have been going lately. UFC is on the rise, and I will miss the Dolphins, which thankfully they usually play Sunday, but I'll miss the Florida State Seminoles, who I haven't missed any games since I was a baby, more or less. Since I was a little kid, probably 5 or 6 years old, I've been watching Florida State. But I turned that off when there was a delay this past weekend to watch the UFC, which kicked off at 5 p.m. So that's the way things are going for me, because the UFC right now is number one. And that's hard to say, even over the NFL.
I'm driving downtown towards New York City. Hey. Got my baby boo and she looking so pretty. Word. Already late for the fight of the century. Sitting front row cause we gotta witness history. McGregor walk into the cage, I'm feeling so tipsy. Saw him pre-fight, he said, who's coming with me? Bet on CM or you looking kinda silly. Word. Dropping everything, I'm about to make a milli. Yeah. Forget what you heard. Hey. If it don't make sense, then it sounds absurd. Hey. Screw all the haters, cause the view is so blurred. Hey. Make your money how you please, that's my word. Boom. I lay on the couch all day, day, so what? I dance at the club all night, so what? I make my money how I please, so what? So what? So what? So what? Boom! I lay on the couch all day, so what? I dance at the club all night, so what? I make my money how